going on, y'all? It's your boy ChaseVibez back in another video. As y'all can see from the title, today I'm going to be breaking down this beat, showing y'all kind of how to make R&B beat style for like Drake, PartyNextDoor, Roy Woods, like pretty much the whole OVO sound up in Toronto. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so to start, I went ahead and went into Analog Lab, and I made this basic melody or chord progression. I used the pad called Distractions out of, or the key called Distractions, and this is what it sounds like. Real ambient. I really love that sound. Basically all that I did with that was just put on a low pass, or I just EQ'd some of the low end out, some of the high end out. And to kind of explain this, I made this in the scale of B minor. So here we just have a basic triad chord, and then I turned it into a fifth. I just added the A, and then I went ahead and just made the nets chord, nets one, and I just added this right here. It's just I'm still learning how to make R&B beats, so it's kind of hard for me to like explain, but basically I'm just kind of showing y'all how I made this one. So that's basically that. Is just I kind of just worked within the scale and just put notes and wherever it really sounded good. And like right here I kind of had these like right next to each other, so it kind of just adds that like tension. But yeah, that's basically that. And then second, I went ahead and just added the bass. If you guys been watching my tutorials, you know I pretty much add bass like right after I did the main melody. So this is the bass that I use in Analog Lab. I use it out of Loophole by Eli. And I just put it in the mixer track. I just kept it on the default setting. I didn't do anything to it. Second, I went ahead and just layered that with this preset out of Analog Lab. It's called From the Heart. It's a key, and this is what that sounds like. I really love this sound. These beats are so beautiful. So basically all that I did is, it may look complex, but I promise you it's really not. All that I did was just took the root and the fifth of this chord, and I just moved it down to octave, so that way it kind of makes the chord progression more full, which is what you want in these beats. You want to make sure that the melody is full but simple. And then I just went ahead and added this simple, or these simple counter melodies. You can just hear it. And then over here I just all I did was just kept it really simple, and that's basically that. And I just set that to the mixer track. I went ahead and put RC20 retro color on it, and this is a preset that I'm working on out of my RC20 bank that I'm gonna drop soon. But yeah, that's basically that. EQ some of the low end out, some of the high end out, and then next I went ahead and added this vocal out of Arcade. Go into it real quick. It's called Miss of Time. I put it in the scale B minor because that's the scale that we're in, obviously. This is one of my go-to presets in a lot of these ambient beats, so this is what it sounds like. Yeah, I love that end part where it's like, I just find that it's so fire. But so yeah, so next I went ahead and if you guys don't know this, I really finished this beat in my car. I was playing it out and I was lit. So this is the net sound that I added. It's from Analog Lab, and Analog Lab has been one of my go-tos for these R&B beats because it has a lot of like analog sounds. So it's a preset, it's a key preset called On My R&B, or Oh My R&B. And all that I did with that was just put a pancake preset on it, or a pancake effect plugin on it. It's just a free plugin. It just pans your melodies out. And I put Soundganizer to make it louder, and then I EQ the low end out, some of the high end out. And this is what that sounds like. Like that weird like gliding sound. Like I don't know if it has some type of like art preset in it or something, but like as you can hear, it's like over here it's playing notes. Like I don't know what's going on with that, but it was fine. I liked it. So next I went ahead and did the drums. I'm gonna go ahead and just break down the drums for y'all, or play the drums for y'all, and I'll show y'all what I did, how I did it, why I did it. So this is what the drums sound like. I love the drums so much. Oh shoot! Whenever I added that little I was lit. Okay, so basically what I went ahead and did was I added the snare first. Well, actually, you know what? I lied. I did the hi-hat first. I'll break this down for y'all real quick. It's just a basic two-step hi-hat. You really don't want to do too much with these beats because the artist is really the one that's going to stand out. It's the melodies and the artist. You want to keep the drums simple, and if you do complex drums, it's because you're putting stuff in different pockets. But basically, just did a two-step hi-hat, and then every other one, I went ahead and just moved the velocity down, so it's kind of like it's bouncing. But that's what that sounds like. Kept it simple like that. I went ahead and played. Well, actually, you know what? That was for just something different. I went ahead and turned the delay off. I put pancake to pan it left and right, real subtle, and then I turned down the automation down to 57%, so it's not as harsh. EQ some of the low end out. That's basically that. Next, I went ahead and added the snare because the snare is what determines like what kind of bounce you're going for. So this is what snare sounds like. I mean, I'm really versatile. I really like it's so fire. I love these beats. Okay. So next, I went ahead and added the kick because I couldn't tell if I wanted to have like a kick where it hits like consistently like some pockets, or if I wanted to kind of keep it open. I ended up coming up with this. Crazy. Okay, so basically, I just kind of like, I don't really look at what I do anymore. Before I kind of like learned how to make better beats, I kind of just click stuff in and just went as I went. But as I like kind of learned more, I kind of just start going with how I feel. So I don't really look at the screen. I kind of like it's weird. Everyone has their own preference of how they do stuff, but I'll like close my eyes and I'll listen to like where I want stuff to hit. So I automatically felt like, you know, I wanted something to kind of like bounce into the next pattern, so I went ahead and added a kick right here, and instead of having it hit immediately like really hard, I went ahead and turned down the velocity so that way it kind of like jumps into it, as if y'all can feel the difference versus this. It kind of like bleeds into it. So yeah, that's basically that. Kept it real simple, and then I added some more drums. What did I do next? I went ahead and added this little perk. So what this sounds like or looks like, you can see it's like this, and that just repeats itself. And then I went ahead and added this snare. Y'all can hear this, and I really like, I forgot to tell y'all, make sure you pan your instruments as well, or your drums, so that way like they're not in one specific area. You could have like stuff hitting on your left ear, your right ear. You could have it where it like hits from left to right or right to left, vice versa. But this, and mess with the velocities as well. That's really key with these beats. So I went ahead and turned on the velocity for this. I panned it left ear, right ear, but since there's three, I went ahead and did left ear, middle, right, so it sounds like this. You can hear it pan. And then next, I went ahead and added this snare right here. And as you can see, I also panned this right there. I messed with the velocity as well. That really is key. Like it would sound extremely robotic if I would have kept the hi-hat velocity the same, no panning, no any of that. So yeah, make sure you pan, make sure you use velocities. Really just experiment. There really is no rules, like especially with these R&B beats. Like if you listen to a lot of Drake's old music off of Take Care, it's really like the drums are really unique and different. So yeah, basically after that, I think, yeah, I added this perk right here at the end of this drum pattern. I really felt like that kind of added something different. And that perk would be called, well, it's just perk 26 out of, and this is out of this Sit Soul drum kit. It's a free drum kit I found off YouTube. I'll put the link for it in the description if I can find it. But yeah, it's called Sit Soul. Just look it up. Just look up free R&B drum kit if you guys are interested in getting this. But that's basically that. Messed with the velocity, panned it, and then after that, I went ahead and added this 808. Also, out of all these drums are out of this drum kit, so this is what the 808 sounds like. It has like, it's real reverbish, so. sounded, normally I wouldn't use the 808 like this, but I was making this beat in the car and that shit was hitting. Let me tell y'all, that shit was hitting. So I decided to keep it. But yeah, that's basically that. Since we're in halftime of like 75 BPM, I arranged it like this. Intro, basically kept everything the same. Intro, hook, verse, bridge. So y'all, bridge, hook, verse, bridge, outro. That's basically how I arrange all of my beats. But yeah, that's basically that. I'll go ahead and play the full beat at the end of the tutorial. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment below more of what you guys want to see in the future. Make sure to follow me on Twitch. That's where I'm going to be saving all of my live streams so you guys can go back and watch them. It's ChaseVibez1. I'll have the link for my Twitch in the description, along with all of my social medias. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.